Hey there, friendlies. How's up? Welcome to the 25th of August episode of the Beer Blades and Bushcraft live stream. Today, we are going to have blades, have beer, and talk about bushcraft. Also, I do want to say, if you do miss this while it's live and you're watching time shifted, thanks for hanging out with me, even after the fact. I appreciate that massively. So, who's with me so far? Hey, Tenenbaum, how's it going? It's always a lighter crowd at the beginning of these live streams, and then it picks up a little bit later on, which means I kind of never want to give all the big news at the beginning. I kind of want to save it for a good 10, 15 minutes. I don't have any actual news tonight. I'm just, generally speaking, when I come on, if I got something big, I'm dying to talk about, I kind of feel like I have to keep that until later, you know. Oh yeah, we got a good crew on here. We got Tenenbaum, of course. Tyler, hi, how's it going, Mr. Tyler? Every now and again, Tyler drops me a line. Oh, I want to do this project, and it's always something that I could never dream of creating. So I like having that guy around. Salut Simon, comment va ce soir? Grace, how's it going? Excuse me, folks. That was pro, right? Hi there, Brandon. Nice to see you guys all hanging with me. I wonder if our old buddy Serge is gonna show up tonight. And if he is gonna show up tonight, maybe I should pour the beer before he shows up so that I don't blow the whole head thing on it. But yeah, I may as well start by saying I'm sorry that I missed last week's regularly scheduled live stream. I was in the woods with my family, and the signal's just is not good enough to live stream with. I've tried it before, and I keep trying it. Sort of, I do like a little private thing to see how the signal is, and it's just not worth it. I did an unplanned live stream when I was unpacking and sort of putting away the bush gear, just because I kind of miss it when I don't live stream with you guys. Hey, Mike. Okay, I've been asked about the beer, so I'm going to throw that back at you. Who's drinking? And while I'm waiting for you folks to tell me about your beers, I'll show off what I got. So I'm using, this is a Glan. Okay, all right. We're starting well here. Haven't even had a drop yet. This is a glass from the microbrewery in Tadoussac. Trying to get it to show up. Microbrasserie Tadoussac. That's in Tadoussac, Quebec, up sort of near the Charlevoix region, which is gorgeous. It's right next to the whole Boreal, the Saguenay. Just gorgeous up there. But I'm using this cheesy little half-pint glass from that microbrewery because we had friends who went to Tadoussac and brought me back some beer. So this is from the same microbrasserie. This is called Fond de Cale. It's a dry stout. Oh, come on, camera. You can do better than that. 5.5%. And it's probably, what, a 484 milliliters or something. What is it? 473 milliliters of bière. This symbol right here, that is a symbol that the Association of Independent sort of craft brewers of Quebec uses. It's Independent Craft Brewery, Microbrasserie Indépendante. I think I said this in a live stream, maybe that unplanned one, that I like finding beer that has that logo, because what it means is that this company hasn't been bought by like Molson or Labatt or Sapporo or anything yet. And last time I spoke to this, I don't know if it was with you guys or if I was actually talking to someone, but last time I said that, I don't mean that as soon as a craft brewer brewery gets bought, the quality of the juice goes down. I like to spend my money where the independent creators live, whether it's a beer company, a gin company, an axe company, knives. Okay, this is not an independent company, but you know what I'm saying. I cannot afford the Jacklore that I so deeply want, but my first bush blade was a one-man show in Australia. I like spending my money with the small guys rather than the big guys. So I like seeing, and I think the American microbrewery whatever their association is, has a variant of that as well. So if you are like me and you would like to be spending money on beer that you know is owned by small players and you're in the States, there is a logo. It doesn't look the same, but it is easy to see. Not every beer without the logo isn't microbrew, by the way. It's just, association members. So I'm going to pound this baby open, pour it out. I have drunk the beer of the Tadoussac microbrewery before, but I don't think I've had Fond de Cat. It might not even have existed when I was there last. This is terrible, guys. This is absolutely horrible. Look at that. And like when you correct, but it's too late. Like right now, I'm doing it right, so I'm not increasing the size of the head, but it's too late. I've still got that massive, like 3 inches of foam on there. So I'll just let that settle a bit before I finish pouring it. So who else we got with us? Hey, Fox, it's here. How's it going? Mike had a couple at dinner. Brandon, what are you drinking? What you drinking, Brandon? I'm just going to try to catch up. What did you have, Mike? Mike's got, I think he's a little more IPA friendly than I am, but he, like I do, he appreciates the smaller companies. Simon is having the St. Lawrence Flat, I think. He used to live right over there on the south shore of the St. Lawrence River. Yeah, Simon used to live down the St. Lawrence from here. Grace and Fox know each other. Oh, hey, Dauber. You having a drink? How's that, friendly? Here in the States, we have so many microbreweries to even count. It's funny. I was having this conversation with someone really recently. Hold on. You want a decent head, otherwise you just end up getting really full. Yeah, you're right. But I didn't want like a 3-inch head on a half pint glass, Mike is having Great Lakes Octopus wants to fight IPA. Yeah, IPA. Creamore Boundless IPA for Brandon. Outdoor is not having a drink yet because he's getting his kids into bed. Man, okay, so here's a funny thing. Last night, I believe it was. How many of you people know Chris Prouse? If you don't, look her up, man. Her camera work and her editing are... That's where I want to be. But if I'm correct, she's a filmmaker in her day job. And I'm not. But her camera work, her editing, her color correction. If you don't know Chris Prouse, you've got to discover her, like, now. And what look, I'm not going to gush. I think I just did, but I'm going to stop. But anyways, she and Julia accidentally they do this live stream for their Patreon supporters, I think once a month. And yesterday they accidentally made it public. Which was cool because there's someone I don't support on Patreon, although I don't know why. I think I might change that. But it was a really nice look at them, not in their very, very beautifully crafted videos. But anyways, what Dauber said reminded me that the madame was having a horrible time getting the baby to bed. So I went up and I tried, but man, this kid, she was pissed all the way off, and it took forever, and she was shrieking and crying, and I finally just sort of videoed some of it. I was going to show it to you guys just to sort of show you what I was dealing with. No, first I was going to show it to the guys who I talk with on Signal, but I figured better not. Anyways, so I missed like over half of their their live stream. I think they live streamed for about an hour and a half, and I think I missed 45 minutes just trying to get this kid to sleep. And she finally just shrieking, sort of started to teeter and totter, and she finally went back to bed, back to sleep. So I ran downstairs to hear the rest of the live stream because they accidentally made it public. So I was like, I can't miss this, you know. But anyway, so it's funny whenever sometimes when Dauber says, I got to get the kids to bed, I'm like, one day we're going to commiserate. Hey, Hike with Mike is here. How's it going? Hike, you put something up really recently, but I haven't seen it yet. I'm going to fix that either tonight or tomorrow. Tenenbaum. Yeah, exactly. Her and Julia just did the Metis link, and they broke the unsupported record by about 3 hours. And they did a lot of shooting, but she's going to try to get it into the Banff Film Festival. And if it doesn't get in, then she's going to put the documentary up online. But man, because I went to film school and then didn't start making movies until I started making YouTubes. When I see someone who has that much facility with the camera and the editing, and isn't making it a part, the point of the channel, the way someone like Peter McKinnon does, or Maddie Hapoya, both of whom I love, by the way, but who frustrate me in certain ways. I just, when I'm watching this epically beautiful footage, I just get this real, like, there's this kind of two-sided coin that flips around inside me. And one is just appreciation for the art that is in front of me. I went to art school my whole life. Okay. So I'm trained to, like, oh, here's a big painting. I wonder what the artist was saying. Oh, I just love this shade. Oh, just yes, and then the other side is, I don't want to say regret, because I try to live a no regrets kind of life, but I don't want to say jealousy either, because it's not, but maybe envy, and I'm trying to do this thing whereby if somebody is a source of envy for me, I flip that, so that instead of being envious of them, I see them as an inspiration. What can I take from their success to try to bring my own game up a little bit? Another guy who I sort of feel that way about in another way is Canoe Hound, who I think he's back from a trip that he just took several days, but he's put so much work into his live streams and getting, like, just hustling the crap out of it, so that, I mean, his live streams that's something that you guys should be watching if you have the time. They're always interesting. He's a great guy. He brings his A game, I'm blathering though, so I want to do two things. I want to catch up on the side chat, and B, I want to taste this. So let's start by tasting this. So this is what's called a dry stout, 5.5%. The tasting notes are all in French, so I'm not gonna do it. But like a burnt thing at the back there, like a coffee or an espresso. This is the most Guinnessy stout I've had in a long time. A little touch of chocolate or caramel there, but there's a real, like, on the nose, there's almost a tiny hint of salt, which, coming from Ted, is like everything has a hint of salt. Not as smooth as Guinness though. There's an edge to it. I do like it though. Okay, let's capture it. Hey, Canoe Hound is actually here. Oh God. Hi, Dennis. Oh, that's embarrassing. So yeah, everyone's saying hi. Yes. So Dennis did just take that trip. I want to hear about that. I definitely want to hear about that. Hike with Mike, shifting the envy to, yeah, you know what came from this? Just before I went on vacation, I'm here second day back at work after 2 weeks of vacation. And the day before my last day before I left, I had to give a big presentation at work. Every year I have to do this personal development thing. I don't know if I told you guys about this. Or again, if because I also called a couple of guys recently to talk about a project I want to do. Anyways, I took a LinkedIn course on how to, oh God, guys, this is going to sound so warm and fuzzy. Ignore that. Okay. A course on how to minimize your, recognize your inner critic and minimize that voice so that you can maximize your creativity and bring your best work forward. And, it's like a 5-step kind of thing, right? But one of the things in that, and maybe the thing that resonated with me the most, was exactly that. If you envy someone for their success, jealousy and envy are sometimes conflated, but they're not the same thing. They're related. But with jealousy, you feel that someone is taking what's rightly yours. Whereas with, this is like love triangles. Everyone here has felt jealousy before. Whereas envy is, you feel that someone is getting the benefit that you feel you deserve. No. Yeah, you feel you deserve, but you haven't earned. That doesn't make sense, because if you've earned it, you deserve it. But someone is enjoying your success, but you just haven't done it yet. And so you can either take that person you envy and put them on a pedestal, which makes their success unattainable, or you can turn them into a source of inspiration. And you can look at what they've done, and chances are you can ask them, and especially in the YouTube community, everyone is so free with their tricks and stuff. And you can say, okay, what has that person done that I can bring to my own story and lift myself up? And it's never 100%, because we're all unique individuals, right? You are the only you that's ever existed and will ever exist. And that's part of your strength. This is starting to sound really self-helpy. I'm sorry, guys. I'll get past this and tell a terrible joke or accidentally swear or something in a second. But it's just that, my head's been on this. Because as warm and fuzzy and self-helpy as this course sounded, there were some things under all that new age crap that really, really resonate. And that's one of them. That's a big thing, because if you turn someone from a pedestal dweller into an inspiration, then you can feel free to approach them. Then you can look at them as maybe I can do this. This is realistic. This isn't pie in the sky. This isn't like dream world. And so many of us, by which I mean me, but I know I'm not alone, spend our lives wishing, and the distance between wishing and doing is so small, and yet so funking unattainable if you don't flip your mind into sort of a, I'm trying not to use like Starbucks terminology, right? Like a can-do mindset. But if you don't make that mental flip, then that like 2-centimeter distance between wishing and accomplishing may as well be an ocean, So anyways, that's just a kind of a silly little thing I've been thinking about a lot, because my entire life, my inner critic has kept me from success. I have self-damaged myself every way I could, in music, in theater, in art, in design, professionally, and it's always because of that ugly little voice that says you can't do it. We all have that voice, but some people can, oh, there's that voice. You're going to be behind me so that I can just get this done. That voice can be started by all kinds of things. For, there are social pressures that can help it to grow. There's personal stuff, like backhanded compliments or underhanded, whatever it is, when someone's gives you a compliment that's kind of not. I don't care what people say. I think you're great, that kind of thing. So it can be a real challenge, but I'm working really hard at it right now. Canoe says, hoping for the video to be out in about a week. Tons of footage yeah. I brought back a lot of footage from my camping as well. What I did though, Dennis, was he says he'll be right back, so I'll tell him later. Yes, sir, Hike. That's exactly. Hey, dude, I was just thinking about you. I saw that at Instagram you put up about that fire alarm, and I would have been like pulling my brain out through my nose about 20 seconds into that. Ethan, did you? I also saw that you were cleaning up your canoe and putting it away for the season. That was a sad picture, dude. That was too bad. One day, man, I'm gonna do a canoe trip with you. That'd be great. A couple of guys drinking beers in the woods. Now it's funny because I don't know about the rest of you, but for me, I bring booze into the woods. I'm not like a big bush drinker. Like I'm not gonna pound back a 6, and I always sort of save the libations for after the work is done, when it's relaxation time. And it's funny because I do know personally people who just they crack a beer and they're drinking as they do their stuff. But to me, man, I don't want to be drinking beer while I'm swinging one of these, or drinking scotch, because let's face it, one of the finest things in life. But this is also one of the finest things in life, and I don't want to be drinking while I'm swinging bladed objects. So I keep my. It's like it's a reward for the end of the day, Let me just catch up here. Everyone's just sort of joking with each other and saying hi. Yeah, so you did, eh? This year has sucked so hard on so many levels. It's like everywhere I look, the people who are actually getting out there into the woods because they're lucky enough to just live where they can do it. I appreciate those folks, because without them, I wouldn't have beautiful pictures to look at on Instagram. Yeah, Tyler agrees with me. Sharp stuff and alcohol are not meant to mix. Yeah. Do all the Sharpie stuff, and then while I'm sitting back and just throwing a few pieces of wood on the fire, that's when I can, have a steak and then finish off with a couple of drinks. Yeah, Hike with Mike agrees too. I think most. This is gonna sound judgmental, so maybe fuck it. I'll say it. Funk it. That was the sound of my monetization just drifting away. I think that most people who are serious about the skills that they bring to the woods. I don't mean serious about the woods like they have no joy, but I mean people who approach this. Can I say as a craft? Like, I mean, I know the craft is right there in bushcraft, and it's also there in witchcraft and stuff. But like people who view it as a craft, really, as a set of skills, and as a pursuit. How do I say this? I've been speaking French all day, guys. As a craft, as a craft that you practice and you improve your skill at. I think that many people who view the outdoors as that kind of thing generally won't be swigging beer while they're chopping up wood and stuff. There's a certain the type of guy, oh geez, man, the fire's going down. Well, it's okay, because I got some of this gel stuff. That's the kind of person who I see as, drinking while they're using their blades. And that's probably unfair and judgmental, but I have a history of being unfair and judgmental. It's another thing I've been working on for a good 20 years now. Um, but I'll own it. Yeah, what Hike with Mike says here. I love to go out alone in the woods. It's a spiritual thing for me, and prepping a campsite is therapy. He's not with us right now, but Pine Martin asked me about that thing that I always say, that I see being in the woods as very therapeutic, and how it sort of tames the demons in here a little bit. And he said, "Are you serious about that? Or like, what do you mean by that?" So I had to explain to him that I didn't have to. He wasn't forcing me to talk, but I explained to him that it really is that, or I pay for therapy. Because I hit the woods and I sit down, and especially for me, I'm very affected by something that I saw in a Ray Mears video, the one where he and Gordon went to Australia when they were doing the Aboriginal food, and they hung out with all these elder women, Aboriginal women, and they showed them about food and all this and that. But then he hung out a bit with an elder male Aborigine, sorry, named Jaffa Jerry, and this guy showed him how to make a those things, those sticks, those Australian sticks. They're called a boomerang. It wasn't one that you throw; it was one for fighting. It looked like an angled club, and it was stankin' hot, Australian desert, stankin' hot, like probably 40 degrees. And Jaffa Jerry had him go get wood and do a fire right there. And what Ray was saying about this is that to the Australian Bushmen or whatever, even on a hot day, you build a fire because the fire creates a sense of place where you are. And that really resonated with me because I feel the same about a fire. It's not necessarily about being warm. If it's a cold freaking day, yeah, man, it's about being warm. And when you're trying to build a fire to get warm, you have to build it big enough that you have to take a step back from it. If you just make a little fire to get warm, it's not going to happen. It's got to be a big bruiser that you have to kind of step back from because it's too hot at the fire. That's a fire that's going to warm you up. It's not only about cooking a meal for me, although if I have the choice, I will cook over fire, over like live coals any day of the week. But it does create a sense of place for me. This is home for today, or home for today and tomorrow. The fire is the center of my experience in the bush. It's where I get to enjoy the primeval, the utter fizzy primeval joy of using flint and steel. Or if I want to be a little faster, but still want to, be all bushcrafty, a ferro rod. I bring matches, sometimes a lighter, as a backup if nothing else is working, but I almost never have to use them. And it's funny because when I started this channel way back, I said this way back like it's been 10 years, but when I started in 2013, yeah. I remember in my first year, maybe second year, I did a video where I was like, I can't get this ferro rod to work because I had always used, whatever, char cloth or a little cotton batten with wax or whatever. And I had decided that I wanted to light this fire with natural tinder. And I couldn't get it started. I just couldn't do it. Scratch. No matter what I tried, weeks I tried, and it just didn't work. And so I finally just did an episode. Guys, this isn't working. Sound off. And I want to do more videos like that because one of the conceits of this channel in the early days is that I will show you my failures as well as my successes. And I still sort of do, but not the way I thought I was going to do. Like, I thought I was going to have a lot of failures to show. But over the past several years, if something's not working, I can just change something and get it to work. But anyways, I've come so far from that guy that I almost never have to use a match. If it's wet as hell, sometimes I fairly often I will have to, but I'm at the point at this juncture where I know that you find some wood, you carve down to dry wood, you find hopefully standing dry wood, you carve down to the dry stuff, and then you've got the makings of a fire. Why don't I actually pay attention to you guys for a second here? So, Simone, I didn't baton with the CBK during the vacation. I didn't bring it. And what's frustrating is Camille and I didn't get to do the video with her knife that I wanted to make. She was too busy watching an iPad that day or something. Avid Outdoorsy Guy says, I am definitely guilty of drinking and using ouchie tools at the same time in the woods before, unfortunately. Damn it, Ethan, damn you twice to make sure you're damned properly. I'm so judging you right now. Well, I think that to a certain extent, it also depends on how much fear you have inside you. Like I don't want to run the risk of injuring myself in the woods because I'm not sure. I don't have a spot on me or anything ever. And so if I injure myself, it is, excuse me, it is on me to get my own arse out of the woods without losing a bunch of very expensive stuff. Hike says, I always have a fire in the summertime when it's 98 degrees and humid. I still got to have my fire. Yeah, I like to have a fire too. I don't know what 98 is. That's probably like around 36 or something, right? Because isn't 40 100 in degrees freedom? You do tend to sip your first beer while I split some wood, maybe 2 beers max. Well, the thing is, if you're sipping on your first beer, you're not really getting drunk, right? I just like to set that as my rule so that I don't, because I personally, if I'm on a slippery slope, it can be hard to sort of step back. I don't mean I'm an alcoholic. I mean, I'll just crack one while I'm doing my kindling. And then like, well, that worked out well, kind of I don't mean deliberately in my head, but over time, I'll just become more and more free about it. So I just like to, it's my reward for doing all the work. Avid says, fire is a huge comfort factor. That's another reason why it's so important in survival and camping in general, really. It's a huge mood booster. I was thinking about this while we were camping. I was the only one up, and it was finally a brilliantly clear night. Because we had some beautiful days, but we got like stormed on. We got rained on. It's like there was no stargazing. The last night, excuse me, brilliant sky. Just brilliant. I'm sitting there at the fire, the last fire of the trip. So I threw a whole bunch of wood in it. I just burned it for hours. And everyone has gone to bed. And I'm just sitting there as close to the fire as I can get. And I'm wearing shorts, and the heat on my legs is moving the way the heat with a fire moves, right? Like they flicker visually, but the heat also flickers if you like feel it on you. It's a different heat than you'll ever get out of like an electric heater like this thing here. And it's true of anything where it's like a fireplace or a fire pit or like a wood stove. Wood stove a little less because that metal chassis really does a good job of rating the heat. So maybe that's a little bombastic, but a brazier or something, the heat that it gives off feels organic because it moves. It feels like something alive, right? It moves across you. It's magic, that feeling. Like that feeling warms your soul as well as your body, Simo says, can't imagine how many people look at a fire, even if it's on a TV broadcast. I don't know what that means, but it sounds funny. Usually use a ferro rod and fire still unless you're too tired or get to camp late. Then I waste no time and go straight for the lighter. The lighter will definitely save you time, right? Especially if you're just going to, I just need a fire, or rumple up some, I don't know, paper or something. I don't bring paper, so I don't have that that option. Hey, Mark's here. What do you feel now? Rain Dance, we don't see you because failure means web or PC issues, not ferro rod issues. I couldn't get my camera to work before going on tonight. I have a minute and a half, restarted the computer, and it just worked. Several months ago, I restarted the computer. I tried everything and it was coming down to the wire. So I just whipped the camera off, stuck it onto my laptop, and ran into the workshop. Hike says, fire is primeval in our subconscious. Our ancient ancestors had to have a fire to survive, and it was a necessity to feel safe, and that stuff and memories are embedded in our DNA, in your opinion. And your opinion is very similar to mine. It's funny because I 300,000 years ago or whatever, that fire could be the difference between your family sleeping through the night and someone being carried off by a big cat in the middle of the night. So certain things stay in the psyche for eons, eh? Gross. I think everyone who does this stuff long enough has a story like that to tell, Tyler. I don't want to hear your story because I'm a little squeamish. But yeah, we've all got something. It's the same as, two kinds of people on motorbikes. Those who've gone down hard and those who are going to go down hard. There's a real similarity there for bushcraft and survival people, I think. There are two types: those who've cut themselves good and those who are going to. Damn it, Ethan. Well, if Ethan's drunk, I'm going to invite him to come on and talk about something. Because why not, right? No, seriously, I've just put the link if anyone does want to come on and talk about anything that I'm talking about. Yeah, and that's the thing, Tyler. That's how we learn sometimes. In much the same way, I will let my kids fall on their butts. Anything that's not going to cause a massive injury, I will let them hurt themselves because they will learn, and I am not going to be the asshole for it. They will have learned from experience. And experience is the biggest asshole 100% of the time. Ethan, how's it going?
I'm okay. How you doing?
All is well.
I didn't like your motorbike comment, by the way. I don't like that.
Well, I have a large family of people who are the sort of motorbike and squeezing gel onto a dying fire type.
Ooh.
And so I do know that of which I speak.
Fair
but I mean, it's nobody likes to think that way, right? Because at the end of the day, I mean, when I say go down hard, I don't mean you're going to get vaporized by a truck. I mean,
hope not.
you're the motorbike is a singularly dangerous way to get around, but that doesn't mean that everyone's on the verge of dying.
But I think I'm pretty aware when I'm riding. I always use my peripherals a lot. I'm always very aware of like crossings when I'm coming up to them, watching how fast people are coming up to the intersection, what they're braking and stuff. I'm always pretty cautious.
Well, actually, it's funny because I could say that it's mountain bikers. I went down real hard twice. And when I broke my hand in two places, I wasn't even on a mountain. I was booting it to work. At this point, I was working at Starbucks. I was booting along the Lachine Canal, which you don't know about because you've probably never been to Montreal. But it's a canal, whatever. It's a canal with a bike path on it. And at two spots, there are these little wooden bridges. Well, when I say little, I mean they're about as long as this room. it's little. And when it's raining, these wooden bridges are as slick as snot. Okay, and so I'm booting it, and there's like a light rain coming down, and one of these bridges is right after like maybe a 30-degree turn, little bridge, 30-degree turn. So I'm doing it by the book, right? I slow down into the turn and then I accelerate coming through. There's a girl on some stupid old-fashioned style hipster cruiser coming the other way. And she's coming directly for me. And she's looking at me, right? Like our eyes would tap. So she knows I'm coming. I know she's coming. And she's not trying to get out of my way, like at all. So I deke on, to the right. Schwip. Right? Remember wooden bridge, slick as snot? Schwip. I'm sliding along. The bike is sliding right for the railing, and I'm just don't go into the water. For God's sakes, just don't go in the water. And the handlebars catch on the railing and bounce the bike back towards me. Okay. So I grab the bike, and I come skidding to a stop on like my hand and my thigh and my endless French Canadian swearing, a cushion of swears. And she didn't even stop. Like, didn't even slow down.
She asked if she stopped.
Just kept on funking going. So I pick myself up. I'm like, and I sort of get everything. I checked everything. Of course, the chain had come off. So my hands were all greasy from getting the chain back on the derailleurs. And I bike to work. I'm like, whew, I'm in pain. But I mean, I just had an accident. So of course I'm in pain. So I'm doing my making lattes and crap. And this hand is swelling and swelling. And my boss is like, I think you should leave and call me from the hospital. And sure enough, it was broken here. There's still like an extra lumpy, right? Can I do this? Right there. And I broke this one too. And I wasn't even doing anything stupid. I was playing it by the book, but there was some dangerous rat coming my way. And that's the thing, like the vast majority of us are careful on the roads.
Yeah.
And it's the selfish rats. When I'm not online, when I say rat, I actually finish it off rat funker. So I'm not like, ew, low down dirty rats. But those are the people who really ruin it for everyone.
So if you're watching Hipster Bike Lady, you're not a good person.
You're going to hell. You're a garbage person. Let me try to get back to some of the stuff.
Let's talk some bushcraft stuff.
What you working on there?
I said let's talk some bushcraft. I was just
yeah. Oh, you're plugging in fun. I just want to sort of catch up with some of the. Mike says on a canoe trip, I have zero issues busting at the bick, especially after a long day. Well, that's the thing. If it's been a long day and you just don't have the energy,
I'd say like 90% of the time I use a bick.
Do you?
I'm so lazy. It's so convenient.
During the holidays,
I will break out the Pharaoh ride. I usually don't ever put it on camera for some reason. I probably should, but I will use it.
I have a real sort of. I sort of half jokingly say that like if I hit the woods for long enough, I come back out kind of as an animist, and the fire plays into that for me. So I don't want to say I'm all mystical about it because shut up, but like it's part of the pageantry of being in the woods for me. It's part of the therapy. It's like this is a process that I'm going to do. If I'd spent all day canoeing, I might give the process a miss, right? Because I get there, I just want to set up I just want to crash, probably.
Yeah, relaxing is the name of the game. That's my zen of the woods. I like relaxing. I just like to sit there and take it in. The fire and stuff I love having the fire, but the process of making the fire and all that's not my zen part of it. It's just relaxing and being in the moment.
But you remember that live stream where Kevin Callan? No, he was on that live stream, but Mike Morton, no, Pine Martin, accused me of being a romantic because I'm into the ancient feeling of flint and steel to make the fire. And to me, canoeing is a one paddle thing. Whereas all you practical guys, are you kidding? I'm going so much faster than you with my two-ended paddle, you know?
I get a lot of hate for that.
Well, especially from
yeah, from Mr. Callan.
Yeah. But well, where he's coming from is know the basics, like know the old school, and then you're set up better for the new school. Because there is a benefit to having that two-ended paddle, right? You can tether it.
Right.
Can you imagine how dangerous it is to tether like a one-ended paddle? No way. Yeah. But anyways, what I'm saying is like, so I have to, like, I'm aware that the position I'm coming from on a lot of this stuff is, yeah, that's a lot of extra work for a benefit that is nebulous, in that there's nothing concrete in the benefit of feeling like you're doing something in a time-honored way. There's no practical benefit to that.
It's just everybody has their own preference.
Yeah. Yep. Tyler's commenting on that fine young woman who left me broken and.
It's true.
Yeah. Yeah. Look what Mark Putman's just said. I keep a Victorinox knife on a tether. A fellow wilderness instructor liked it and made herself a tether. She promptly took a chunk out of her thigh. Not used to a tether. I feel that sort of hits on something that I'm pretty adamant that if I get a new piece of gear, I'm not taking it out the first time out there. I'm taking it out the first time in my backyard.
Right.
You know, when Tenenbaum gave me that gorgeous tent, that Hubba, the NX2, there was no way, even though I knew that guy takes care of stuff and he repairs and everything, anything that I'm not familiar with is being opened up or used for the first time in my backyard. You know, and that even includes this, right? An axe is just a wedge on a stick, but no. Every different axe design has its own personality, and I wasn't going to use this for the first time out in the bush. When I did go on the camping trip, I finally got to fulfill my promise to make this my camp axe for this year until I'd done a full-on review. But there's no way I'm using that for the first time when I don't have alternates around.
Yeah.
You know. So yeah, this comment Mark said, it's like, yeah, absolutely. That's a good point, Hike. Liquid bandage is a must in any medical kit in the backwoods. I don't have any. Well, for some of us, liquid bandage is crazy glue.
I don't have that either. I have like Gorilla duct tape.
Do you?
Yeah, I always carry a bunch of Gorilla duct tape.
Hey, Black Dog's here. How's it going? Paddling a canoe is about breaking those repetitive use muscles loose and healing yourself. That's a good way to look at it too.
Yeah.
I'm angry at the universe, guys, because I was supposed to take that long weekend trip with Pine Martin in May, and he was going to show me some stuff because my J stroke is terrible. I realized just how bad my J stroke is from disuse and from maybe having learnt it wrong when Camille and I took that canoe trip last year out near Tobermory that I did that little canoe video about. And I feel that I've lost this entire year because of that. And we're getting late in the year for me to recapture any of that, because I was supposed to, I told you I had the wifely permission to Kijiji a canoe so that we could get out on the lake a lot this summer, and this year's gone. It's just gone, and I'm pissed about it. I'm pissed all the way off about it, and I shouldn't be, right? It's nobody's fault. These aren't terrorists that have closed down the world. This is a virus. There's nobody you can point to and say, "Funk you."
I know.
It's just this like impotent anger over the way things have unfolded.
I'm pretty tired of it. There's no end in sight.
No, there isn't. Because if you look at the history of pandemics, we're definitely still at the beginning of this one.
Yeah. It doesn't even peak until like what 3 years or something like that.
I have no idea what's going to happen. I do know that my band is probably defunct for the foreseeable future.
Yeah.
Which is too bad because that's a lot of money. That's my YouTubing and toys money. So, hilariously, the madame put me on a 6-month spending moratorium on bush gear on Sunday. Not because I'm spending too much money, but because I have too much like stuff. Right, we were organizing the back storage room, and
Is there such a thing though?
It's funny. I think there is because I keep saying that I'm not a collector. I'm not a knife collector. If I have a knife that never gets used, I want to sell it on to someone who will love it and appreciate it, rather than it just sort of sits in the corner. But I've got like 9 knives, and it's this stuff sort of just creeps up on me. I got a shift ton of axes. Well, the thing is, about 6 of those are projects that I'm trying to get around to rehafting and rehabilitating, restoring.
Yeah.
But I've got a lot of stuff and I don't use everything. This desk I'm sitting at right now is horrible. I got papers. I got a crap ton of these empty Altoids tins. Oh, I can make a char cloth tin out of that. These are garbage char cloth tins, by the way.
They're not great. That's what I have too, but I don't really use char cloth very often. So,
well, I do. I use many.
You do, yes. You need something good.
I need something better than this because I go through these. Because what happens is poke a hole, use it like a half dozen times, and then this is all warped, so you can't get it to stay closed.
Right.
And I'm gonna. On the camping trip we just took, I had a big sort of European style square tobacco tin. That seemed to work well. That'll work for a while.
Nice.
And I'll find something else out. Hey, Alain's here. How's it going? Mark, I want one. I want the number one, but now with this 6-month moratorium, I can't. Even if a beautiful deal pops up, I can't do it. Not because I'm afraid of the madame coming down on me, but because I said okay, and I want to live by whatever I say to my life partner. So I'll just hope that, I don't know. But it's funny because this was a gift, dude. I didn't buy this.
Nice.
It's like, what? So, even if I'm not buying anything, every now and again, something just enters my house. That gives me the fizz, man. That gave me the fizz, let me tell you.
Ain't nobody ever buys me cool stuff like that.
Oh, I'll buy you something, dude.
Right on. Ooh, you need to message me your address.
Yes, I will. Just let me take a note to do that. It's funny because I do all these, like, after this live stream, I'm going to yada, yada, yada. But because I don't write it down, forget about it.
Check this out. Karina, she sent me a couple stickers, and she gave me a little note. And it says, Ermagerd, it's Ether.
I saw that shout out she gave you in her video about her canoe trip.
Oh, yeah. I always give her a hard time about the chair thing all the time. We message each other quite a bit, and I'm always making fun of her and stuff.
Really? It's hilarious. I love that. I think that's someone I wouldn't mind knowing at some point. She seems like a real. I mean, look, everyone has a mask on, right, all the time, but she seems pretty damn genuine in her vids.
She's really cool. We actually we're supposed to go do like something this year, paddling, but obviously that didn't happen.
Yeah. Oh, you know what I liked about that video? She said, "I'm pretty happy with what I've got." Who the hell in this world says that anymore?
Right. Everybody wants something else, right? Yeah.
Gear is such a massive part of what we do, especially as the YouTube side of it, right? So, like her saying, "I'm pretty happy with what I got." I'm like, whew. Like, you are in the golden zone.
Right.
You know, that
There's
was
always something like clothing. I want some different clothing, like it's something, or like
yeah,
different camera gear, like something different,
yeah.
better stuff there. I'm pretty happy with like my core gear, like my tent and all that stuff. Maybe a different sleeping bag would be nice. But
I'm not happy with my stuff generally, but it's because I buy very rarely, so it takes me ages to get into the realm of where I want to be, because I'm always trying to like balance, this.
mm-hmm.
Do you know what I'm saying? I'm always trying to play the game. Can I buy something this month? This was not a problem I necessarily had as much when I was still monetized, but I need to get some camera batteries. I want to trade my damn camera up. I have the 80D and I want the 90D, because right now I'm using this because it's all 4K cameras.
Yeah.
I'm never going to put up a 4K video, I don't think. But I think I've told you this, or I've said this. I because of all that sort of punching in I do in my editing,
Mm-hmm.
when I'm doing 4K, I can punch in a lot without getting all fuzzy.
Yeah.
Whereas with the 80D, when I punch in, sometimes it's like, So that's why I want to upgrade that. But it's like a $2,000 camera, that 90D.
Mm-hmm.
Yikes! Yeah. So yeah, Mallory's here. That's nice. How's it going? I'm so far behind. Black Dog says, I saw an interesting project with the Altoids. They glued leather to the top and bottom, then applied stropping compound to it. But then what did they put inside it? Did they just put like sharpening stuff or honing stuff inside it? I'm limited with buying camera gear here. I need to feed your animals, then I can buy a new camera. Yeah, Mallory knows what I'm talking about, right? I got to feed 2 kids. There's a mortgage here. But I do really want that 90D. Oh yeah, Black Dog, Bark River. Ethan, what's your main bush knife?
I use a more Garberg.
Garberg. That's a nice choice too. In fact, I got one right here.
Yeah, I have the leather piece for it. I like it.
Yeah. And you have the carbon or the stainless?
Stainless.
Yeah, me too. And it's
stuff in the water. Carbon really isn't practical.
Yeah, I think that if I was a big paddler, I would probably bring stainless almost exclusively. I like carbon steel better, but there are so many instances where stainless is the way to go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Black Dog wants the gunny. That's a nice design. Yeah, Hap Wilson has a good screed about gear in his Trials and Tribulations book. I need that book. How many of you guys know who Hap Wilson is? Ethan, do you know Hap Wilson? Yeah, right.
Yep.
Like he doesn't pop up in conversation nearly as often as like Kevin or any of the other sort of guys nowadays. But man, you can't forget about that dude. And I need that. I need that book.
I might have met him. I don't remember. I'm not sure.
If you did, if you remember, like if you did, I want to hear about that.
I don't remember.
Okay, Mallory, if I ever sell the 80D, I'll let you know. But like I would have to sell it because I've just bought the 90D. Like I need to get the 2000 together to buy the other one and then sell the 80D to get, to put the money back on my credit card or something. But yeah, if I do, I'll let you know. Foxhead, send those pictures to Mallory, man. Simo, looks like he bought yet another knife. Bought the Spyderco Astute. I think you talked about that knife before, Simo.
I don't have a farmer either.
I don't have a Victorinox anymore.
Really?
I had one that I had as a kid. Don't know where the hell it went. No idea. And as I have somewhere, as many of you guys know, I've got like that old Leatherman Spark, Volt, Ohm, something electrical. No, I don't remember what it is, but it's an old discontinued Leatherman. Great knife, great multi-tool, but I want which I will not buy for the next 6 months. But I want my next leather. I'm just going to start this whole sentence again, okay? Take 2. I would like my next multi-tool to be a Victorinox.
Yeah.
Because I have this problem with having stuff in my pockets and on my belt, and I feel really constricted when I've got too much crap weighing down my pockets. Like I've got a great little folder around here somewhere. I think it's actually in the workshop, right? A lot of you guys have seen my folder. I don't ever have it in my pocket anymore because it's too big for my pocket, you know? And so the Leatherman doesn't get taken around anymore either because I no longer have sheaths on my belt, kind of thing. And so like a nice Victorinox that is useful. I don't care about the damn corkscrew, but I would like one maybe with a little saw, that little file on it.
The corkscrew actually is useful. I've used it one time out in the woods. I used it. It rained when I had my tarp strung up with my paracord, and my prusik knots were too tight from the rain. They got constricted so tight I couldn't get them open with my fingernails. So I used my corkscrew, and it worked like a champ. Just pull those knots open.
Now here's a question, Ethan. How long have you been going into the woods for?
Oh man, I've been going in the woods since I was a little kid.
So,
yeah.
So that corkscrew is really useful. I've used it once in like 20 years of going into the woods. I bet if your Victorinox had the awl, which I would prefer, you know the awl.
Mine has both, I think.
Does it?
I was trying to find it. Hold on a second.
While you're looking for it, I'll see if anyone else wants to come on and talk about this stuff.
Bam. Found it.
You do, eh? So what model is that? Hold it up. Oh, you got the Huntsman. Okay.
It's got corkscrew. Yeah, right there.
Yeah, okay. I'll tell you why I don't care about the corkscrew. Because I haven't been to Paris in since 2001. And so the idea of me being in the great outdoors somewhere like a park and uncorking a bottle of wine, the chances are slim to none at this point in my life. But that all, I like that. That model you have is a little too big for what I want. Yeah. Like I want just a few tools, but I want them to be well thought out. There's a model that Simone's got that is larger, like it's got a larger handle, but it's not as wide. Simone remembers which model it is of his that I liked a lot.
I wish you could go on the website, and I wish Leatherman did it too, and Gerber and all those. You could go on and design your own multi-tool.
Right, just make them modular, right? I want this, that, and that.
Yep.
I'll pay whatever the hell it costs. Yeah.
Because there's things on here I don't want for sure, but it has everything I do want on here as well. So I mean, I got scissors, I got knife, I got saw, I got toothpick, I got tweezers, everything. I even have like a little flat tip screwdriver. But I don't really need a corkscrew. There's a little blade on here I'll probably never use, and
I don't know if I need two blades on, like two knife blades. I'd rather like a saw and a knife. I just want to get back to what Mallory said. I'm saving my little YouTube savings. I've still not decided what camera would be the best yet. So many options. In some ways, Mallory, it's a lot harder now than it used to be. But if you're not married to a camera, like you don't have a bunch of lenses, I'm kind of stuck because I got a bunch of lenses that go with a very specific Canon line. And I went with Canon because their color science is probably the best. And at that point, the 80D, well, when I bought my original, the 7D, it was like the unofficial official camera of independent filmmakers, like B camera crews,
I use the same lens like all the time. I don't know if it'll focus on that or not.
I was about to say you're a Nikon guy, right?
There it is.
The 135. No, the 18 to 105. That's a good range.
That's pretty much what I use all the time.
But what I was going to say to Mallory is because she's not locked into anything yet. mirrorless is a great way to go. You save money and you save weight, you save complexity,
Yeah.
you save all kinds of things if you go mirrorless. And Canon's got fabulous choices. Nikon's got some good stuff too, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Sony cameras are the ones to beat on many levels right now.
Yeah. I'm
You know
big
that.
fan of those.
So yeah, Mallory, I would love to have your problem right now, because if I didn't have all the lenses, I don't know which way I'd go. You know, I mean, I like Canon, but there are so many good camera companies out there right now. And I find that Canon's a bit like Apple, like they decide when you get 4K
Yeah.
kind of thing. It's like, you know, Canon should have brought 4K to the DSLR world a whole lot, like years before it did, because they lost sales to Sony and Panasonic, like
Yeah.
right off the bat, because those guys know what they're doing in terms of keeping the customer happy instead of I'm Canon.
I could see everything on YouTube here being 4K, like everything for sure. That the standard within the next 10 years.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and you can already buy an 8K camera if you've got a,
Yeah, that's true. At this time, yeah.
if you've got a lot of money.
Yeah, all the money.
Yeah, all the monies. Hold on a second. Let me just get Black Dog. It's nothing. Mark asks if books are an exception. Well, books are going to have to be, because for those who are my patrons, they have the right to a book club. I have the first 5 books. Like it's like a monthly book club that I'd like to do, but I have to keep buying books to keep the book club going. So I think that books are going to have to be well, I've already got 5 books. I lost a book in Ottawa back in December, or whenever it was that Tenenbaum and I met in Ottawa for coffee. Hold on a sec. Tenenbaum just put up I'm way behind here. For me, getting into the business of outfitting people for personal adventures happened inadvertently, a kind of recoil occupation after being disenchanted with the government job as a ranger. Oh, I see. And then it follows on. It was like falling in love with all the wrong reasons. A relationship doomed to fail, even though the sex was great. Gear. It's all about gear. And it just keeps going. And gear is like sex to an outfitter and the outdoor participant. You can never have enough of it. It wasn't always like this. Who is that a quote from?
I like that.
Yeah. Tenenbaum, man, I want to know who that quote is from. And then, hold on. I'm just sort of trying to catch up here. No new knives for me, but I did recently get the 1100 mil 2-time Bush titanium bush pot from Bush Buddy. I would like to take a look at that pot. Mallory uses her cell phone, but the thing is, right now I'm using my cell phone too, right? I mean, a 4K camera on one of these things, it's not actually as good as having a DSLR. It's not, but it's pretty damn good.
Yep.
Simone says I need the locksmith. I don't remember which one that is. Oh my god, I'm so far behind. Ethan, why did you let me get so far behind?
I don't know. I wasn't paying attention either, man. I'm pretty freaking buzzed.
Fair enough. Alain is like me. He's stuck with Nikon because of the lenses. Yeah. Weather sealing is important. Yeah, Mallory, that's true. Yeah. That's the weather proofedness. This is supposed to be waterproof down to, I don't know, a meter or 3 meters or something. But when they do that testing, they're not testing in the pool or in like a saltwater environment or even in a lake. They're testing in clean ass water. So even though this is supposed to be waterproof down to God knows what, I'm not dunking my phone. Ain't gonna happen. Especially because these are expensive, man.
Yeah, they are.
What the hell is this? Oh. Let me just close everything down. These are getting expensive.
Yep.
I don't want to lose my phone. Oh, it is okay. That quote is from Hap Wilson. Okay, so Tenenbaum was just continuing the thought, and I just lost the trail because,
I was never on the trail.
Fair enough. Mallory, those GoPros are so much better than they used to be.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
the 8. The 8 is great. It really is. I'm impressed.
Yeah.
I put the quality side by side with my 8 and 5. This is the 5. It's like night and day, dude.
I didn't even know they were at 8. I thought the 7 was the most recent. Adam, how's it going? Yeah, we are talking cameras because Mallory is sort of she's in an enviable position because she hasn't locked herself into any specific camera company yet, the way a lot of us have. Like I'm stuck with Canon because I've got here, right? Once you got some stuff like this, you're stuck with the company, And interestingly, this was actually a gift, but it's like the only lens that's out right now that I can just grab. But I've got like a bunch of lenses, so
yeah, I have a couple more too, but I don't really use them.
But yeah,
I'm gonna take a shower.
How much is the 8, by the way?
Well, I bought it when they had, I don't know if they still have it going on, but there was a deal where if you send in any camera, a digital camera that was at least $100 US value when it was purchased, you get $100 off a new GoPro Hero 8. So I did that. I got $100 off. I sent in the original GoPro as my buddy's. He just had it laying around.
Nice.
So I don't know how much it is. I don't remember.
The thing is, up in Canada, you really get, you get punished on the price for GoPros. Like, just punished beyond what the exchange and the shipping, it's just...
Yeah, you're better off like driving over the border once it opens up and then by going to Best Buy or something.
Yeah, something like that, absolutely, because the difference in price is way out of whack. Yeah. Alain says, I usually put my camera away if it starts to rain.
Yeah.
I don't like using mine below freezing. Man, using mine below freezing can be really hit or miss too, though.
I always take the battery out and put it in my pocket when I'm not filming.
Yeah.
And GoPro in the freezing isn't that great either. The batteries suck on GoPro. They really do.
The thing is, I mean, anything... Like, most batteries are not great in extreme cold.
Yeah.
First of all,
Phones, anything.
I've had my phone just conk on me, when it was minus 40. I've been trying to film something, forget about it.
Yep.
So, it's just learn to keep your batteries and stuff inside your jacket, I think.
Pretty much.
You can't just keep your whole camera inside, because then when you whip it out, the camera obviously
fogs. Yeah.
The lens fogs up.
Yep.
Like, so what do you
you
just try to make it work.
Yeah, I got like 5 batteries for my Hero 5, and then they changed the batteries on the 8s.
That's fun, isn't it?
I had to buy a couple new ones. Yeah. They fit, like the batteries for the 5 fits in the 8, but it says like all the features are not available because this is the wrong battery. So I'm like, great, I have to buy another couple batteries.
It pisses me green when they do that.
Yep.
Yeah. Hold on, there's Mallory had 4 batteries for her knockoff GoPro. I only have 2 batteries for my 80D, and I have a 6 Ti, 7 Ti. What is that? Hold on, let me see if I can find it. Where is it? Yeah, here. What is this thing? Rebel. Oh, it's a T4i, so it's an older. This is the camera that I'm teaching Camille to shoot video on.
Nice.
But two batteries for this, 2 batteries for the other one. This, again, my stepmother gave me because she wasn't using it anymore. She likes smaller cameras. So
one camera that I really like I might even like it a little more than the GoPro is one of those DJI. What are they called? Crap! It's like a GoPro the DJI makes. I cannot remember what it's called.
is it like the little round one that comes on the gimbal?
I mean, that's not the one I'm thinking of, but that's an option.
Oh yeah, they make a little square
Yeah,
GoPro looking one
square
now
one.
too.
And you
I'd
can
forgotten
put
about
the
that.
lens
Yeah,
and stuff. The Osmo. That's it.
Osmo. Yeah.
Those are cool. Joe has one, and I was playing around with it. It's really nice.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. Now, in the side chat here, there's a whole conversation going on about Hap. Simone's asking why isn't he as well known as the other offers because he's prolific, and Tenenbaum is saying he's too busy actually doing the work to be on social media, TV, and promoting himself. He's actually doing first-person cartography of previously not well mapped canoe routes, which sounds fascinating to me. That's
Cool.
very fascinating to me. He's basically responsible for opening up Temagami to a large segment of the population and has since done the Blood Vein and a set of Manitoba rivers.
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah. For those of you who don't know him, Simone did the groundwork and put his URL in the corner. Yeah, not in the corner, in the show's Benush. The show's
Hey.
Benush. Hey, how's it going?
I'm good. I'm just editing, and then I was listening, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, he knows about the Osmo, and he's already touched it." So I was like, I had to hop up and know more because I've been looking into it, and I'm just like, my mind is blown with all the options right now.
Well, I don't know much about it. I know Joe like swears by him, and he was like, "You should have got that over the GoPro." I'm like, "Okay, well, I didn't, but I mean, I guess I should have because I mean, he really likes it."
Joe Robinette?
Yeah, Joe Robinette. Yeah.
He uses that on his channel.
Yeah, that's most of his like GoPro footage. It's
Yeah.
Those, yeah.
Gotcha. See, because I've been watching him, and I was sure he was using a GoPro or something.
Yeah, that's it. It's an Osmo.
Well, I think anyone doing this kind of channel, we all need something like that. I don't have one yet. I keep buying like the really cheap Chinese knockoffs, and I keep killing them. You know.
Same here.
I don't know if it was. I think it was Matty Hapoya did an episode where he compared the two. Oh yeah, I see what you got there. Where he compared the GoPro, latest GoPro, and the then brand new DJI version, and each of them has benefits over the other one. No, when he made that video a year or two ago, each of them had benefits over the other. I'm not very up to date on the differences today because I've been trying to step back from the consumer part of what we do.
Well, I know they're cheaper, and like I think the image science, the color science of the GoPro is nicer.
Yeah.
But, like the stabilization and everything looks really like legit. Seriously.
Yeah, it's nice.
So,
the 8 was for sure. It's really nice, and the sound quality is really good too.
But I think the 8 up here is like $500 or something, right?
It's $499. Yeah.
$499.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty intense. And the 7 Black is $349.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
And then like the accessories on the GoPro, that's the thing is that the accessories are really expensive. Like GoPro really likes to like see, there you go.
Yeah.
All the cages and everything.
One of the new attachment things. I'm not a fan of it. I think it's kind of pointless. I don't know. I bought it because like, oh cool, I can put a shotgun mic in my GoPro. And I did, and like, why am I doing this? This is you can see the shotgun mic in the GoPro shot. Like, I'm not doing that.
Oh yeah, of course. That doesn't make any sense at all.
So that's
you see the muffle.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes no sense to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, I'm in there right now. I'm just like, I don't know what to get anymore. But the DJI is really sticking out though, so
yep, they're nice.
I think it's winning. It's winning right now.
The DJI that's sticking out for me is a drone. Just dying for one.
I got one.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, I got the same one.
What? Both of you have?
Yeah. Did you see my beaver dam video?
Yeah.
Yeah. I actually did some color grading because I wasn't satisfied with the colors on it, but I did do some color grading in it.
Yeah, it looks good. It's funny because since I've changed my computer, this monitor, I keep running one of those color calibrations on it, but it's still not right. So I've just sort of totally stepped back from color grading, because if you're not getting the true color off the monitor, the last thing you want to do is have your video go up and it looked great on this cockeyed monitor, and everyone else is like, what? So I've just sort
True.
of,
Definitely. I have 2 monitors though, so I guess I can go back and forth and see.
mhm.
Well, if you guys, if you liked it and you thought it was good, then it means that it's probably good.
Yeah.
There you go.
Fair enough.
All right,
I
I'm
love
gonna
those.
go take a shower.
All right. See you later,
All right.
Ethan. Thanks for coming on.
See you later. Yep, no problem.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah.
I was totally late. I'm trying to edit, trying to get like videos out almost every day these days.
I was doing this live stream and I'm just like, come on, Mallory, what's going on here?
I
Where are
know.
you?
I know my ears were like ringing a little bit. I was Jesse. Okay, I think that's Jesse.
Last night, I because you're editing right now, and I should be editing right now because I'm trying to get a video out on Friday, but I've got like 120 pieces of clips
Yeah.
to sort of go through. And so last night I had like a governing board meeting for my kid's school, and then I was like, I'm gonna do a quick phone call to Kevin Callan, and then I'm gonna get on editing. And you never make a quick phone call with Kevin Callan. 3 hours later,
Oh my
I was
gosh.
like, okay, I gotta edit now. And then I woke up like a half hour later and realized it's not gonna happen tonight. I'm not editing tonight. So I sort of stumbled off to bed because I'm not on vacation anymore, so I can't do it during the day, right?
Yep.
So maybe after this stream is done here, I'll try to do a half hour tonight, and then I'll try to make the old college try tomorrow, because my videos are supposed to go up at like 9:30 Friday mornings.
Okay.
But that means I have to have them done and uploaded Thursday night.
Yep. That's why I don't have a schedule no more.
Yeah, you're just maintaining your sanity by ignoring the schedule.
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely. And seriously, it's working out.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
But like, doesn't YouTube prefer you to be up at the same time editing at 4 a.m? But no, what I mean is, don't they prefer you to be going live at the same time every week, or have they changed that on me as well?
Yeah, I think so. They do prefer it when you're like consistent at the same time and it's like scheduled and everything. It's just that I just couldn't care less anymore because I was driving myself crazy. And like, if I want to post 5 videos this week, I'll post 5 videos this week. If I want to post 1 video this week, I'll post 1 video. you know, I mean, like I've been just coming to the realization, like I'm a full-time mom, I'm a full-time homesteader. I can't just be like a full-time YouTuber all of a sudden. So
yeah,
I'm just priorities, man. Priorities.
Yeah. I'm just taking a look here. Oh, Fox, it is clarifying. I was indisposed at the time when you commented about the bush pot, so I called it the wrong thing. It's the pot with the bale handle. Still in the box. Was planning to do an unboxing video. I would watch that.
Yeah.
Simo is on the lookout for a new monitor. Probably a single 43-inch 4K will be your next one. Yeah, I wouldn't do 43-inch. My space is different than yours, but I'm only like this far away from my monitor. This is a 28. I think I wish I'd bought like a 34 or 32 or whatever the next size up is.
I wonder how big mine is.
I could see myself moving to 2 monitors though of this size, but a 43 would just be too big for.
I have a 38, I think.
38. Jesus.
I think so. It's a diagonal, right? I go from like.
Yeah, it's diagonal.
Like that. Whoa. I can't do it. Oh, my phone.
Mallory, you somewhere in that house have a tape measure. I mean, you don't have to measure it for us right now or anything, but yeah, this is a 28. If I buy another one, it'll be pretty good. But I would want to buy the same monitor so that I have the same color problem with both.
Yeah. What make do you have? Is it an Acer? Is it a
No,
Asus?
it's a Samsung.
Samsung. Okay.
Generally, I like their screened items, their monitors, their TVs. But I'm so spoiled because I came from an Apple world where you never have to. Apple's color science is spectacularly good, right?
Yeah.
Their color sync is. There's a reason why for so long designers and printers and artists just used Apple. Period. And this screen is not designed for Apple. Like this is a Hackintosh, right? I'm using computer parts but running Mac OS.
Yeah.
And whenever you do that, there's all kinds of weirdness that happens. Like this is not a problem-free kind of computer. I saved $1,000 by building it this way instead of going Apple. But in a time equals money world, I should have just spent the extra grand.
Yeah.
You know?
Darn.
Yeah. But anyways, whatever. I'm complaining.
Yeah.
I'm not. I don't want to complain. I just.
When my computer dies, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Like I bought it for $300 used. So like
How the
if
hell are
it
you
dies-
video editing on something that you bought for $300 used?
well, it's a gaming computer.
Oh,
So it's
Okay.
got like the GeForce and everything.
yeah.
So I got lucky. I found a deal. I'm
Yeah.
really thrifty when it comes to that. So
Yeah. I get that.
yeah.
I'm just gonna post the link just in case someone else wants to come on and yammer with us. Wow, it's already 10:30.
Yep.
10:26.
I don't have a beer in me yet. I'm surprised.
You should just go and get yourself one.
I
What
will.
the hell?
I will. I'll be right back.
All right, no problem.
How do I
I'll-
do this? Stop cam.
Oh, you could just walk away. Okay, we could do that. Yeah, Tenenbaum, I see your point that same monitor doesn't mean the same color cast or anything. Absolutely. I think that part of the problem is just that I bought a very, very budget friendly. Where is it? Color calibration thing. I have a VHS tape here. What the hell? The hell's that? I like that sound, Mallory. What you have in there?
I'm having.
Oh, the Megadeth. Okay.
Yeah.
Did I showed what I was having earlier? This is from Tadoussac.
Yeah. What is that? Fond de cal? Fond de cal.
Dry stout. I don't know
And this
where
one's
the dry
really
part
good.
comes in. Is it?
Yeah. It's so good. You have to try it. Saison
Yeah.
is Megadeth.
Man, it's been a long time since I've drunk anything by Unibrew. So yeah, this is the color calibrator I have, and I feel that I should have just spent more money. I don't think this is a very good color calibrator. I calibrate this monitor constantly. Still no joy in Windows or Mac OS.
I've never done that before. I need to get good lighting.
I have some lighting.
I have a lamp.
Yeah, I mean I'm not using my lighting right now. The only thing I really have is see that blue light behind me?
Yeah.
Just to add a little nice.
See, I need it.
Boom.
There you go.
Here I am. I feel all goth all of a sudden.
Yeah.
What I do is I have like a desk lamp that I turn towards the wall, and to get the right, I'm like selling the secrets here. To get the right, level, I just push it closer or pull it away from the wall until I'm happy with what I got.
Yeah. I mess around with mine, but it's just too bright.
Yeah. But yeah, I did buy a couple of little lights. The thing is, for these live streams, okay, baby might be asleep, and I bolt downstairs just in time to sort of throw everything together, make sure the camera's working, which it wasn't tonight, and then here I am. Whereas if I set all that stuff up permanently, it'd be a real mess down here, So I almost never use the damn lights I bought.
Yeah. I saw this one video because I want to I want to go in the forest and go on a camping a solo 2 days with my horses, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to get this light that I can connect on a battery pack. And so like I can film in the forest at night and like at least have some decent quality footage, you know? But man, like there's like cameras. It's like there's so many options. And I want something that's lightweight that can like unfold and pop up and
Well, you know, it's real easy to fall into the I need pro gear
Mhm.
thing, right? We're YouTubers. We're not filmmakers, which means we don't have the budgets. You and I, we pay for our own videos.
Yeah.
You know, if we're the the B camera team on a film set, someone has paid maybe a $30,000 camera, you know, thousands of dollars worth of lights, and a lot of a lot of YouTubers, when you know, who get stuff for free, the lighting and stuff that they're reviewing is a little heavy on the pocketbook if you're paying for your own equipment. You know,
Yep.
some of it's pretty close, but you know, like my two little lights there by Newer, I think. Hold on, I got the boxes right here.
I need something that's portable that I
these
can
are
bring
portable,
with
all
me.
right. I got these from Amazon. Okay. Newer CN160. 160 is the number of LEDs.
Okay.
Okay. And
Yeah.
you've got two gels, sort of a warm gel and just a clear white one for just smoothing out the light a bit. And this is like, you can get two of these for like $50, or they're like $45 each, kind of thing, depending. You know, you go to Amazon.ca, you look for the Newer CL160, and you just look for the best deal. And when you're not using the frickin' light, you take the batteries out.
Yeah.
Because these things smoke batteries like they're 10 pack a day kind of addict. Okay.
Gotcha.
So take the batteries out when you're not using them. And what I did was I bought these are Sony batteries, which click into the back. Most pro level lighting gear works on these Sony batteries.
Cool.
But I bought Newer brand or some
Okay.
no name brand. Yeah, these are
Yeah.
Newer. Okay.
Cool. Yeah, because I saw those. And I was looking into them. And yeah, because I mean, if you go in the forest and it's dark out, it's like you can't film at all. You need light.
You know what you can film with if you're in the forest and it's dark out and you've got a campfire? You can film with the Canon 60, the 5D.
Yeah.
Like any of the single digits, because they have full-sized sensors.
Yeah.
They're full frame, right? And
Yeah.
so your low light performance is much, much better. But the thing is, man, you spend some coin.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, I have a friend who uses the 5D Mark IV, whatever's the latest one, as his camera for his work, and they cost a freaking mint. In fact, he's the guy who gave me this lens.
Lens.
You
Yeah.
know?
That's a beast.
Yeah.
So
But,
big.
you know, it's beat to hell, but it's still a very good lens.
Looks like it weighs more than me.
It probably does. It weighs a certain amount, let me tell you. And it's funny because this is a 78 to 200. You know, like you look at something like that and you think it should at least be a 300. But what the magic is when you get to this level of lens, this level of lens is it's all about how much light comes in. It's all about the f-stops.
Yeah.
You know. I'm not going to bore people with, but
Yeah.
that's a very expensive lens.
I bet.
Yeah, Ali, I don't know if you use Apple or Windows, but if you use Windows and you do photography, Ali has to use Apple because his photographs are great.
They are.
Yeah.
He says, what's monitor calibration?
Yeah. Fox, it says, don't feel bad about camera gear. This Fox over here records on a rather outdated Android, and I make do with what I can afford. And, you know, look, even, you know, Pine Martin, he just uses, I think he just uses his phone as well. You know, and you don't have to, I'm a film geek, right? So
Yeah.
to me, I want to get my colors right. I want to get my color grading right. I worship at the church of Chris Prouse because of the unbelievable quality of her videos. And I want that for my own stuff. But the important thing is the stories we're telling.
Mm-hmm.
And this doesn't get me the lenses, but it gets me the 4K so that I can zoom in and out. And it's portable enough that I always have it. Right? So I can be like, wow, that's cool. Film. Or, I'm walking through the forest and I just want to shoot a quick video. How many of the videos that I've put up over the past 6 months have just been, hey guys, I'm just somewhere and I just wanted to talk.
I don't use my 4K at all. I should maybe.
I always shoot in 4K. 4K will make your editing computer choke if you've got like a lot of clips. That's for damn sure.
Yeah.
But I'm not posting in 4K. I'm just doing it for that focus in that I do, so that I don't get all fuzzy when I focus in too far.
Yeah. I could have done that with my beavers. That maybe would have been better. But the autofocus was going crazy, so I don't know if it would have been better.
Who knows? Yeah, maybe we'll have like a special camera talk episode, and we can have LA on. We can just all geek out.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a year ago, I had no knowledge whatsoever on cameras, on editing, on anything. And I just watched a whole bunch of YouTube videos, and I'm just like soaking up all this knowledge.
Yeah. I like this question by Black Dog. How come there are so many Canadian YouTubers? Is this a high school class up north? There are certain worlds in which being Canadian doesn't mean being unknown. YouTube is one of them. YouTube bushcraft, anything bushcraft related is definitely one of them, right? This is one of the First Nations of bushcraft and homesteading and stuff. But yeah, there's a lot of Canucks doing YouTubes. We hit way above our weight in terms of numbers of people YouTubing and like successfully YouTubing.
Yeah.
And I don't know why that is. I don't know. I can't figure it out because none of us are taking advantage of like the Canada Council for the Arts or anything like that, right?
Yeah.
None of us are getting whatever is subventioned. What the hell? English
grants.
Yeah, none of us are getting grants. So I don't know. I don't know what it is, but it's cool because it's finally a world in which being Canadian doesn't mean I'm the token in the room.
True.
So.
But I mean, YouTube has been like a USA thing for so long, and like it's been hard. Like it's been really hard for the like pioneer YouTubers of Canada to like get where they are right now because they do hide us pretty well. YouTube, they hide us pretty well. It's hard to get seen on YouTube.
Yeah, it's just one of those that and like book authoring. They're two worlds where Canada hits above its weight, in spite of itself and in spite of all the forces, the YouTube forces arranged against us and stuff. But Mark here says, "Don't feel bad, Mallory. I've been doing photography since high school, and I feel like I know nothing as well."
There you go.
when I was in film school, cutting and splicing happened with a razor blade and sticky tape. So when I started YouTubing, like I bought my first digital camera, I may as well not have gone to school at all. The skill set, visual dynamics is portable, right?
Yeah.
Rule of thirds, all that stuff, that got like drilled into me. And that, in terms of scene composition and stuff, really, that is portable. Now, some of my shots are still very poorly composed just because I'm using the cameras on the side of the phone that I can't see, because I find that even though it's 4K all around, these cameras are still a whole lot better than this one.
Oh yeah.
So definitely. Sometimes I'll be shooting something and I'll be editing it and I'm like, let's just put it in.
I totally get it. Totally get it. I got called out by a buddy of mine, North for Preparedness, and he said, Mallory, you spend so much time editing your videos and everything, and He did a video and he put literally 15 minutes into it. He didn't even put a tag in it. He doesn't even know what a tag is. And he hit 60,000 clicks with it. And I was like, what? Are you kidding me? Like, how, what? So he said,
Yeah.
Mallory, he called me up the other night because I made him some channel art. And so he's like really zero techie.
Mm-hmm.
And so he's like, Mallory, just go out and do like a video, just record and then stop and then post it like that. So that's what I did. And surprisingly, it's still like the same as the videos that I've been putting 4 weeks into.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, you know what? This is BS. Like I'm just gonna do simple vlogs and that's it. I'm gonna stop putting in like the huge effort. And I'm gonna just do this for now because I just need to get content out there.
Yeah, maybe I should try doing that as well for a while. The thing is, I've sort of made, like the bits where I'm talking and words are appearing at the same time, like timed. By the way, every time I do anything with text where there's masking, right, where the text moves behind something or the text appears like with the words or whatever, you're adding like a half hour on every time. Like that takes so much of my time. The Axe video, no, I'm lying. No, the Axe video, there was some the beginning of that where the name of the axe came up and where my logo came up. That took a while. The hey, Rolling Homestead and Wild Edibles is here. How's it going, man?
I shared you out on my community post a little while back.
How's it going, mister? Nice to see you. The leather sheath video, the first minute of that took like an hour, over an hour. And it's all stuff that nobody notices. When I'm masking my freaking text, nobody notices that. Nobody notices it. But it's the kind of touch that I think is worth putting in because I'm a geek about this stuff. I love that kind of stuff. But if my titles are all masked and I pass in front of something and the words appear behind me, nobody cares except me.
Right? That's what I've been figuring out. It's like you put all this effort into the video and nobody notices and all they want is to see you and to hear what you have to say.
Yeah. Twice now. Twice. Once Tyler Rodriguez, I don't know if he's still here. If he is, why the hell are you not on screen, Holmes? But he once said, hey, that was a really sexy transition you did because I did it like a wipe, I think. And it took me forever, but I got the wipe to happen at just the same time as I crossed the screen.
Yeah.
In the Axe review video I did, there was one part where I sort of do this with the camera at the end of the shot, and the next shot I'm bending down to pick something up, and I just managed to get them to sort of, I could splice them so that nobody bloody notices. I like that stuff, but no one else really cares. Mianu Acres, I don't know if you've been around before, but hi.
Angie,
how's it going?
She's in Ontario.
In Ontario?
Yeah, she's in a homesteader as well.
A homesteader as well?
Yeah.
I man, you homesteaders. You guys are living my life in some ways. I wouldn't be able to do that without not doing a full-time job, though.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
Because especially with the job that my wife does, which I'm not allowed to talk about online, she has no time.
Yeah.
Yeah, no time. Her hours are nuts. But so welcome. Yeah. Am I pronouncing that completely wrong? Mianu?
Me and you.
Me and you. Oh.
Yeah, I had to ask her too because I've been having a hard time. I kept on saying it was Mianu, but it's me and you.
Me and you. Okay, because there was like a capitalization thing happening there. So like, Jesse, you're messing this up. All right. Black Dog says, I subscribe and watch more Canadian YouTube than US channels. Canada is more of an art culture, music, acting, maybe because your winter is so long, you have other things to do. You have to do other inside skill sets. I first heard that philosophy when I was back in film school. We had to read this book. In fact, we had to read this book, but it might not have been in that book. I mean, I graduated in 2000, so, I'm getting old. But there was, maybe it wasn't in the book. We read this book called Weird Sex and Snowshoes by, I think it was Naomi Klein. It was about how the Canadian film industry is very auteur driven, about how the environment, the outside, the climate and the environment is very often in Canadian films kind of a character. Like
Okay.
it plays a very big role, and how often there's like a kink factor, even if it's not Hollywood style. It's not like pumped up and made sexy, but there's often something not deviant but different happening. But
Yeah.
something that I had read either in that book or in another piece that we read is that a lot of people say that the reason why Canadians punch above their weight in novel writing and filmmaking, like art house kind of cinema, is because we spend so much time every year trapped indoors.
Yeah. Like,
And
I'm gonna seriously build a kick-ass Quincy, and I'm gonna build a studio in it this winter, and I'm gonna try. I'm gonna really try to do something in there.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm too chicken stuff to make a Quincy because the entire idea of it, I'm fairly claustrophobic,
Oh,
and so
yeah.
I would spend the entire time expecting this thing to just, you know.
Aw.
So the Quincy, I'm just way too weirded out by. But I think that
Yeah.
would be really cool if you could get a studio going inside a Quincy.
Right? Have
Yeah.
some cool lighting in there, and it stays, kind of warm in there too. So like,
Well,
uh,
here's the thing: how thin are the walls when you make a
well,
Quincy?
like
Is it
I
like
actually did a video on this, and I show exactly how to do it and everything. And you take branches once you have like your whole mound before digging in. You
yeah?
take your branches, and I go at least a foot in the snow. And so when you're digging inside, if you hit those branches and the ends, that's when you know you have a foot on top of you. So it's a really structural.
Okay. Because what would be amazing, a foot maybe a little thick, but if it was like 6 inches or something, it'd be cool if you could, as part of your lighting, stick the lights on the outside and just have the glow on the walls.
Yeah.
You
But
know, but at a foot, I don't think you could really pull it off.
no, but you can totally put the lights inside because my Quincy was a family size last year.
Hmm.
It was family size. Like we
Well,
put a
and
big,
these don't create heat, by the way, right? They're LEDs.
yeah, yeah. And like I was just in the Quincy singing with my little candle,
Yeah.
But yeah. We
And they're
do
like
have a
heaters,
long
right? A
winter.
little candle can warm it up to
Oh,
tolerability.
definitely. And it ices up the whole top of it.
Yeah.
So it even solidifies it even more. And then when you sleep in it, you don't have that little powdery dust dripping down on
Yeah,
your
yeah. Yeah.
face.
I just want to make sure that we're not forgetting about all the people here. I'm not even a true homesteader. I'm a backyard mini homesteader. I don't think I've ever seen Fox's setup.
Really?
Oh, I wanted to ask you about that Quincy though. So did your whole family sleep in it at any
We
point?
tried. We tried. My kids and I. Well, if you see my video, you'll see why.
Okay. I'll go back and look for it because
We
I
had a
haven't seen that
cliffhanger.
video.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that video.
I did it in English and in French.
Hey, how's the French channel going?
It's doing good. I think I got like 215 subscribers, but like the views are really good. Like I got one video that I posted a month ago that's got over 1,000 views. And then the video I did of my chicken processing that I posted last week got over 500 views. So, I mean, for 215 subscribers, that's
That's
not
pretty good. You might have the same problem I have where most of my views are not coming from subscribers.
bad. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, evidently, if you have more views than subscribers, then that's definitely. But for me, the balance is way off.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Well, I get it because on my Quebec Homestead channel, that's what happens too. Like I still have all these French subscribers that come in, and like even on my last vlog, I was reading through my comments and I was answering questions like while I was filming, and I was like, oh my gosh, there's somebody here that still doesn't know that I have a French channel. So I was like, okay, so they are clicking on my channel and they're going on the video and they're like, oh, it's English. So they click off. So my retention rate is like completely destroyed.
Yeah,
So
of course.
so yeah, my channel is really taking a hit for that, and it's unfortunate, but I mean, I
Yeah.
took a risk and I did it as a small channel, so hopefully I'll be able to gain it back up, with time.
Yeah. Yeah. It'll reseed itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I lose like 10 subscribers a day sometimes because I guess my French subscribers are like, oh, she's not posting in French anymore. I'm like, well, I did do a video saying that I have another channel. But
Yeah.
oh well, that happens.
The thing is, like, no one catches every video you put out, right?
Exactly.
Especially right now, man. I don't know. YouTube, you know how they're supposed to, if you click the bell, you know, and ring, it's so that you get everything. Somewhere YouTube crapped the bed because I'm not receiving, excuse me,
Notifications.
I'm not receiving half the notifications I used to.
Yeah.
Yeah, my poor mother isn't receiving any notifications. I spent like an hour and a half at her computer seeing if it was something she'd toggled or something. I don't know what the hell's going on.
Yeah. Notifications have been really off these days.
Yeah, absolutely. Man, it's
I
frustrating.
get them late. I get like some
I get
channels,
them late too.
I'll get the notification, but like 2 days late. I'm like, why did I just get this now? Like,
Yeah, I often get them late, which I don't really care about, except when it was a live stream.
oh,
I have
oh,
missed like every live stream you've done practically because, you know, Mallory is live now. No, she was live 4 hours ago,
I know.
YouTube.
Isn't that weird how YouTube does that? Like you go
Yeah.
on your home screen and it says you're live now, and you click on it, and then it starts playing the replay, and you're like,
Yeah.
what?
Like,
Like,
no,
that's
she's not
so
live now.
weird.
Yeah.
Angie says that she's not receiving any comment notifications. That happens to me too.
Yeah.
And then I recently found out that you have a blocked comments section. Oh my gosh. I got so many.
Yeah, I pay attention to that a lot because when I discovered that, I had a lot of stuff to go through. Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, so I mean, what's me and you's name? Angie, you said?
Angie, yeah.
So I mean, if you're having an issue, I'm having an issue, my mom is having an issue, and Angie's having an issue, it's not just me and it's not just you.
Yeah.
It's YouTube. Funking the dog, as you would say if you were not into swearing.
Man, Mark says you need to use social media. I use Instagram and Facebook and TikTok and Twitter and Reddit. I use them all.
I use Instagram and Facebook. Mallory just killed herself. What the hell? It's okay. I'll talk until she gets back on. Yeah, I use Instagram and I use Facebook. I briefly had TikTok on my on my phone, but I just don't have time to stay on top of like 4 different kinds of social media. Hold on. Somebody make a comment in the side chat to make sure that we lost Mallory instead of like me. Yeah, you have Instagram and Facebook as well. Yeah, just because I feel that so yeah, Mallory got lost. That's too bad. Maybe she'll pop back on for the next. We got what, 8 minutes left. I can't throw the effort at many different kinds of social media. The benefits might be there. Mallory is a better person to speak to that than I am, but I just don't have time. You know, I have a 20-month-old. I have a 19-month-old, for God's sakes. Hold on, I'm just going to post the link again just in case Mallory lost it. But yeah, that's not what I meant to do. Black Dog had said that the lockdown has been very tough on his family. It's been tough on mine too. I think it's been tough on a lot of people. I have no idea what the long-term mental effects of the current crisis is going to be for many people. You know, I think that, yeah, I don't know. So it's been really, really tough for a lot of people. Oh, Mallory can't get on. She said it keeps saying that this link cannot be reached. That's really weird. I'm gonna try to click this. Mallory, I'm copying it again. Is it the same one as I put before? Yes, the same link. What's going on here? Well, that is disappointing because that was a good convo. We're coming down to the last 5 minutes here anyway, guys. So we won't. If Mallory can't get back on, I guess at least it's at like the bitter end of the live stream. StreamYard is not necessarily problem free. I think it's a good solution as a free solution, but it's not. There are certain things about it that I wish were different. I had sort of thought about maybe just using Zoom, but this works, you know. What I would like is one that allows me to be broadcasting in 1080p instead of 720, though, because I find that the like if I stream directly through YouTube, it's great, but then I can't have people just pop on. You know, I just give the invite and have people pop on. Like if I'm not going through something like StreamYard or Zoom, so it's like a bit of a crapshoot, you know. If I decide that I want to be the only one on screen and just answer questions or whatever, then I can go directly with YouTube. In fact, I would go through OBS so that I can, I can have some effects and stuff. But I find that part of the reason I like doing this live stream is to have people on and have conversations and have that conversation happening there and the other conversation happening right here, and being able to interface the two. And it's just this beautifully interactive sort of, the gestalt is about interaction in that case. And I kind of feel that if I did the OBS thing, it wouldn't completely destroy the interactivity, but it would cut out one of the avenues of the interactivity. So I don't know. It's yeah, Black Dog says something interesting. I don't see a lot of good in Facebook. It divides people and creates angst. And to a certain extent, Twitter can do the same. I have outrage fatigue. Like I don't have the energy to be that angry anymore. And so there's a lot of YouTube stuff that I just ignore. I just scroll past, or I, block someone or whatever, because I don't have the energy to be that angry all the time. And I feel that Facebook is the worst perpetrator for stuff like this. It's like there's so much wrong information out there, and so many people sharing stuff that they didn't even read past the headline kind of thing. But it's a lot of people are on it, so I keep the Rain Dance page on Facebook as a way of disseminating, hey guys, my video is late this week, but it's up. Or if I come across an interesting story, I'll post it there. Whereas with Instagram, I no live stream this week, or here's a picture of a sexy axe, or stuff like that. I use Facebook and Instagram differently. But I'm not going to expand out into other social media. I just don't have the time. In some ways, I was a fool for not jumping all over TikTok, but I don't have the time to add more social media into my life. Just seeing about the side chat here, making sure I'm not making sure I'm not missing anything big here. We had a good group on tonight. A lot of good convos happening here. I'm sort of doing my wrap up because I noticed it's 22:59 p.m. So I'm we're coming to the end. But for those of you who are fairly new, welcome. It was nice to see you folks. Mallory, thanks for coming on screen. Ethan's already in the shower or whatever, so he's probably not listening, but thanks for coming on screen. It's great to have you guys on whenever you come on. Quincy Karaoke coming soon on TikTok. Quebec Homestead. I'll look you up. Maybe I'll install TikTok again. I'll look you up just so that I can, but yeah, okay. It is now 2300, which would be 11 p.m. So I'm going to, I don't know, get ready for bed. Maybe I'll try to do a half hour of editing or something. But for everyone who is here with me live tonight, thank you for hanging out with me. I appreciate it massively. If you guys wouldn't mind hitting that thumbs up on your way out, that would help me hugely. Those of you who may be watching this time shifted to tomorrow or in the future, thank you as well for taking the time to watch this after the fact. I also appreciate that massively. And I hope I will see you guys next week. So between now and then, stay happy, stay healthy, and stay sane. Good night, everyone.